Let's look at some methods and how we can create your creature. We'll start with simple methods and work our way to more complex ones. One method to creating your own creatures is resizing. As you can probably figure out, this is where you take a creature from our world and make it larger or smaller than it normally is. For example, you could make a species of miniature elephant that is smaller than a cat, or make a species of toad that is as large as a Volkswagen Beetle. The movie Princess Bride is famous for using this method on rats, creating the ROUSs, or rodents of unusual size. Another method is relocating animals. With this method, you use a creature from our world, taking it out of its normal habitat and placing it in a habitat where it's not normally found. Let's take the frog, for example. It normally lives in small bodies of fresh water. They do not naturally live out in the open ocean where there is no land in sight. So if I were to have a world where there were frogs living in the open ocean, I'd be creating a whole new species. I could do the same thing with the giant squid. The giant squid naturally lives in ocean depths. So if I had a squid living in fresh waters of a marsh, I'd be creating a new kind of squid. You can also create a new creature by taking an existing creature from our world and giving it new habits and abilities. The meat-eating crocodile, for example, has the ability to catch prey. What if you created a vegetarian version of the crocodile? Obviously, you would have to shape its mouth and teeth differently so that it would have the ability to eat plants. Perhaps you'd give this new kind of crocodile a broader mouth for grazing on algae at the bottom of lake beds, and molars and cheeks so that it has the ability to chew up seaweed. What if we gave whales the ability to fly? That might mean we give them glands in their body that turn water into hydrogen gas. That gas would then fill up sacs in their body that cause them to float up into the air like blimps. Whatever new habits or abilities that you give to existing creatures, those new habits and abilities will most likely change the creature's build. Along with changing a creature's size and habitat, you can also create a new creature by changing its skin or exterior. This could be as simple as changing its color or skin patterns, such as giving a water buffalo purple hair or spots like a leopard's. Or it could be more complex, like giving a lion the skin of an iguana. A similar method of creature creation is combining animal body parts. With this method, you take a part of an animal, usually the head, the limbs, or the tail, and you give them to another animal. This is perhaps the most popular method of creature creation in fantasy and myth. Storytellers throughout history have been combining animal parts and coming up with creatures such as the griffin, the harpy, the chimera, the centaur, and the mermaid. And the list goes on and on. It's a method that has stood the test of time and could be a reliable method for you as well. You can also use the method of merging creatures. This is similar to the last method in that you are putting two or more creatures together to form a new animal. But rather than sticking parts together, think of this more as artificial breeding. The creatures that you are combining blend smoothly into one another, making it difficult to tell where one creature begins and the other ends. What would a creature look like if we took the DNA of a wolf and a tiger and created a new creature from that? Or the DNA of a lion and a gorilla? In fantasy, we can merge all sorts of creatures together, smoothly combining their features. The combinations are endless. And don't forget, you aren't limited to creatures of our time. Feel free to look up dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals for reference. Another method is what I like to call extending the family. Many species in our world fall into different categories such as phylum and genus. In this method of creature creation, you come up with a new animal by creating a new member to the family. I think the easiest way to explain this method is by looking at a very small animal family, the monotreme family. Basically, they are beaked mammals that lay eggs. There are two members of this family, the platypus and the echidna. Two members, that's it. So we could use our imaginations and create more beaked animals that lay eggs and that come in different shapes and sizes. Imagine a large predatory mammal of the monotreme family, perhaps shaped something like a tiger that has a sharp beak for tearing prey. You can also extend the family of mythical animals too. Griffins, for example, are in most cases combinations of lions and eagles. What if we extended the griffin family by adding different kinds of birds and cats? Another method of creating creatures is using found shapes and patterns. This is where you look at things like clouds, coffee stains on tables, marks on rocks, the grain in wood, and from these found shapes or patterns, whatever they may be, you see the form of a creature, something like a silhouette perhaps. Now, it takes a certain eye to catch these things, but if you look hard enough at your surroundings, you may catch the glimpse of a whole new creature, the next new creature you want to create. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This was a lesson in my world building workshop for fantasy writing. You can get the full course on this playlist right here. And if you'd like to get the course without any ads or without any interruptions, you can get it on Udemy, which I'll include in a link in the description. So again, thanks for watching and happy world building and happy writing.